A player that has been featured heavily in the media, not just for being a part of the Chicago Bulls, but his takes on mental health is DeMar DeRozan. Now, he's going to be an important part of this team down the stretch as we look to make the playoffs and make a solid push, but he's also a free agent come the offseason. And we're going to break down everything you need to know about his free agency, as well as his importance to the team, and why his minutes are going up and up each and every single game. I'm your host, Joey Mercer. This is another episode of Bulls Digest. And before we get into it there today, I just want to say that about 80% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. So if you aren't already subscribed, make sure to go down below, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications. And every single time we upload, you'll be able to stay up to date with our takes and everything you need to know on your Chicago Bulls. So without further ado, let's get into the topic at hand there today, being Deebo ready for more minutes. So it's odd enough for a guy at Deebo's age to really be wanting to play more, but he is exactly that. He's ready for it. His quotes on this have been some of the best he's had all season. I really do like his takes, and that's why I wanted to bring you this video to begin with, not just the free agency talk we're going to be doing towards the second half. When I saw this article at first from Sports Illustrated saying, DeMar DeRozan shares he doesn't mind playing heavy minutes even at age 34. Deebo is willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. This is by Nick Ragu of Sports Illustrated, and it was put up a couple days ago. Now, with all the All-Star news that have come out and everything else that we've covered here on Bulls Digest, this one was kind of swept under the rug for a couple of days from us here, but I definitely wanted to bring it to you before the Bulls return to play on Thursday, so why not better than the present? There's no time better here Sunday night with the All-Star game on tonight. Let's talk about Deebo. It says the Chicago Bulls inactivity at last week's trade deadline, will have unintended consequences for the players on the roster, especially veteran wingman DeMar DeRozan. With All-Star guard Zach Lavine no longer playing this season and no reinforcements in sight, the 15-year pro will have to carry much of the scoring and leadership load as Chicago tries to secure a spot in the postseason. To his credit, Deebo sounds like he's all for playing more minutes than usual, which is, once again, a really odd take for a guy at 34 years old, but he had to say this. I just always love hooping. I play all summer for free, Deebo shared, and that is a great mindset. I can't express how much I like that take by Deebo. It's great to hear him say something like that. Now, heavy minutes. To date, Bulls guard Kobe White and DeRozan lead the NBA in minutes played, each player logging in over 1,900 minutes each. However, neither player has complained about the extended minutes, understanding what's at stake this season. After missing the postseason last year, it would be disastrous for the proud franchise to miss the playoffs again, and they've really dug themselves this hole by not making any moves at the deadline, which we will continue to hit the nail on the head with that here on Bulls Digest. Deebo then went on to say, when you're playing for an organization and something is on the line, I want to play every single second, minute, opportunity I can. That's why I pride myself on not missing games. And that's huge. That's great to hear. I mean, load management has been a huge thing in the league over the past 10 years. Now they do have some rules in for it, but I feel like teams are trying to find their way around that. But Deebo is not one to want to sit out, and it's great to see him knowing that he's going to be there each and every single game, giving all that he's got. You can see here a tweet by Tommy Bear said NBA leaders in minutes played per game dating back to last week of January is Precious Chua, and that's why that was started because, of course, Thibodeau was playing him a crazy amount, about 42 minutes a game, and then Deebo is in second at 40.3 minutes per game, just ahead of Dante DiVincenzo. The odd thing is, 3 out of the 5 players are currently on the New York Knicks, coached by Tom Thibodeau, and then one of Thibodeau's former teams, the Bulls, is now also playing players a lot. Thibodeau's always been talked about for playing his players too much minutes. Billy Donovan, not so much, but he's definitely doing it now because he doesn't have any choice. Thibodeau, on the other hand, kind of in the same situation with injuries now, but in the past, he's definitely played players too much just because he wants to. Honestly, there hasn't been really any other reason. Last thing that we note in this article was the Bulls are now past the 50-game mark of the season, a time in the season when fatigue can start to set in for players. Players are banged up and looking forward to the few days off during the All-Star break. However, DeRozan said the team must stay locked in and go full throttle in every game. I'm pretty sure everybody is tired. It's that time of the season where everybody is just waiting for the All-Star break, Deebo shared. But we've got to lay it all out on the line every game. Every game is important, whether we've got a full team or limited guys. I don't want to leave 1 minute untouched if it was up to me, just so we can win a game. So it's cool to see that a guy like DeMar DeRozan wants to play the entire game. If that means he's not coming out so that they can win, he's going to do it. And that's exactly the mindset you want of a star player on your team. Now that leads us into the second topic of the video, being free agency is just around the corner. I mean, this season right now is over half over. When the All-Star break's over, really in that final stretch of the year. And then we're going to be going towards the postseason. And then just after that, we're talking about 4 months away, we're going to be into free agency. When we're into free agency, I mean, that's going to be huge for the Bulls. They need to make some moves. They need some things to happen. And DeMar DeRozan's contract's up, so there's some major decisions to be made. This article was also by Nick Ragu a couple days ago, saying report ranks DeMar DeRozan at number 16 on the list of the best free agents this coming offseason. Deebo remains an elite player in the NBA, and he absolutely is that. Just missed out on making an All-Star team again this year. A lot has to do with the Bulls' record, but he is putting up some All-Star-like numbers this year nonetheless. The trade deadline has come and passed, with the Chicago Bulls standing pat and keeping their core intact. However, with the offseason looming, there's already speculation about which players will be on the move and which teams will make big moves to acquire top talent. One name consistently mentioned in free agency talks is DeMar DeRozan. The 34-year-old shooting guard has been a key player for the Bulls over the past 3 seasons, but his contract expires this summer. As a result, he will become a sought-after free agent on the market. Now, there's one thing I want to mention right away. Lots of credit to Nick Ragu. He makes some great articles over there on Sports Illustrated. But DeMar DeRozan's not a shooting guard anymore. DeMar DeRozan plays small forward, if not power forward, for the Chicago Bulls and hasn't played shooting guard in quite some time now. So if a team is to pick him up in free agency that is in the Bulls, DeMar's not a shooting guard, and even if he signs back with us, he is a forward now. He does not play the shooting guard position and hasn't since his Toronto days really consistently. Next thing that we see here is, in fact, according to a recent report released by Bleacher Report, DeRozan ranks at number 16 on their list of the best free agents available this coming offseason and is an elite scorer. Experience matters a great deal in the NBA, and in that regard, Deebo has it in abundance. A 6-time All-Star and 3-time All-NBA team member, DeRozan's offensive prowess is well documented. This season, he has continued to be a reliable scoring option, averaging about 23 points a game. He also boasts a career average of over 21 points per game, which speaks to his consistency as a scorer, and absolutely it does. I mean, he's been doing this for a very long time, part of the 2009 draft, so yeah, it's definitely been several years now, performing at a pretty good pace. However, Father Time is undefeated, and while DeRozan's offensive skills haven't diminished, it's his work on the other end that's concerning. DeRozan has never been known for his defense, and at 34 years old, he may struggle even more on that end of the floor as he ages. DeRozan is on track to average at least 20 points for the 11th straight season, but his struggles on defense have only gotten worse, and he'll be 35 this summer. Still, as perhaps the first option and lead playmaker for some teams' second unit, DeRozan can still be a positive difference maker, Andy Bailey wrote. Now, when he talks about second unit, I mean, let me get that straight right away. DeRozan's playing at a starter level, almost an all-star level. He must be thinking that he's going to take a massive decline the offseason because DeMar is still a star in this league and is still a starting caliber player. He is not a sixth man. He is not going to run any minutes for you off the bench or lead the second unit. He is part of the first unit, first and foremost, and I just want to clear that up right away. DeRozan has reportedly said he's open to signing a new contract that will keep him in Chicago but at the right price. This is understandable considering this may be Deebo's last chance at a hefty payday. However, given his age and the direction the Bulls are going, will continuing their partnership be the best move for both parties? I personally don't think so. I think if Deebo wants to win a championship or maybe make a contribution towards playoff success elsewhere, I do think it'd be better for him to move on. But if the Bulls can keep him under a solid contract and he can maintain his pace of play, I definitely think signing him again would be a solid choice for the Bulls. But it seems that both parties haven't come to an agreement so far, so that's kind of up in the air. Last thing we saw in this one was there's no denying DeMar is approaching the twilight of his career, one that still does not have an NBA title. If Deebo intends to go out in style, the Bulls may not provide him an opportunity to contend for a championship. And that's something that Vince Carter decided to do so he could get some more playing time when he chose to be on the Grizzlies, the Kings, the Hawks, all those teams at the end. He could have sold out and went to the Warriors, won a championship, but he didn't want to. He wanted to make meaningful plays on a basketball team. He wanted to contribute. He wanted playing time. if he's going to be on a team he wants to play, and he wants to play big minutes. This is how DeMar DeRozan, I think, really does feel, which is why I can see him re-signing at the right price, or even going to another team to try to do what he has done with the Bulls. I can't see DeMar signing with a contender, but stranger things have happened. This has been your host, Joey Mercer. Those are just my takes on the subject. Let me know what you thought down below in the comments. Like the video if you did like the video, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Sign out.